Okay, my beautiful friends, sit back and relax because here we go again. So today just happens to be Friday, April 21st, 2023. So let me ask you, how many of you out here have heard from the mainstream media that this banking crisis issue is pretty much over? Because that's the narrative here. Oh yes, the banking crisis is over. Everything's looking beautiful and rosy. How about this is a big, fat, ugly lie? How do we know that this is a big, fat, ugly lie? How about this? In just the last 3 weeks, the Federal Reserve has pumped nearly $500 billion. Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $500 billion into this failing banking system. And if you think you've seen it all or heard it all, no. As a matter of fact, just a couple of days ago, I did a video where I explained that the entire banking system is going to get the biggest bailout that has ever been seen or heard of in the history of the world. Again, let's just lay the groundwork out here real quick. Roughly 8 months ago, you and I, right here on this blog, outlined how the banks were in trouble. They were no deposits, no loans, no deals. The economy, not just here in the United States, but around the world, it's done, it's over, it's finished, and this is deliberate. This is central banks here destroying the global economy, killing an entire class of people in the literal sense here, fostering this two-tier society that you've known about for a decade, which I have explained and we covered again here, was happening, a new feudal system, all right? So the situation remains what it is. I mean, look, the truth is always hidden in plain sight. Now, I want you to look this up for yourself. Again, in just the last 3 weeks, consider what I'm telling you. The Federal Reserve has pumped nearly $500 billion into this failing banking system. So let me ask you, how could the crisis be over if the Fed continues to pump hundreds of billions of dollars into a dying system? It's an incredible thing. Who's paying for all this? Again, where does all this cash come from? Think about it. They just make it. They just create it out of nothing, and they just funnel it wherever they want to. This has got to be, honestly, the most twisted, perverted, vomitous, I love that word, system in the history of the world. Meanwhile, people are being destroyed. How are people being made whole here? They're not. Okay, people are being wiped out, surging inflation, nowhere to go but higher, soon to be food shortages, which they're already setting up the groundwork here, resource issues, and everything else you could possibly think about, because that's where we are going, people. They are going to do things again, and I've said this a million times for years, that you can't even dream about, think about, or fantasize about, because it's all coming down the pike here. So anyway, with that said, on the economic front, this morning, we're finding out that even more corporate layoffs are coming, and this is something you and I have expected for a very long time. These major corporations are going to lay off people like you can't even believe moving forward. Let me ask you, so let's talk about corporate layoffs. So corporate layoffs have been going on now for many months as the economy continues to crater. Have you heard at all how the big wigs over at these corporations are taking any kind of pay cut? How about they're not? How does that work? Although we are hearing about the big wigs at some of these failing banks, oh yes, they may not get their bonuses. They may not. No guarantee here. Have you heard, for example, let's just say a CEO of a major bank say, hey, you know what? Because of the current situation, I'm going to forego my bonus this year. How about you haven't heard that at all either? I'm telling you, people, you can just see how this is unfolding exactly as you and I would have expected. And again, with this emergency, because that's what it is, emergency cash being pumped into the system to prop it up, the financial system right now, we haven't seen anything yet, people. I'm telling you, be prepared for it. But again, do you expect really there's going to be a revolt? There's going to be people taking to the streets about it? I mean, think about it. People getting wiped out. They're getting destroyed. Credit card debt, household debt, personal debt soaring beyond. The savings rate in the negative here. Meanwhile, you got these financial institutions who, again, look, I believed, I guess I was wrong here, that we have a free market society, that we're not some kind of a socialist nation here. In a free society, in a free market society, institutions should fail. That's the way it is. They don't get propped up like zombies. That's what we have here. It's a complete zombie system, meaning it's a dead system that is being propped up here with hundreds of billions of dollars. Why is this really going on, people? You know this already. Let's just talk about that. So we have this nearly half of $1 trillion in the last 3 weeks pumped into these smaller and regional banks to just keep them afloat as the integration continues. So you're not supposed to know this is going on here. These smaller institutions, they're all looking for buyers. They're all looking to be bought out. Their assets are going to go on sale. They already are. Big time as the bigger institutions swallow them all up. A consolidation. Remember, you can't call it consolidation. They're calling it an integration. But it's a consolidation here, people, and I think you're well aware of that. They must do this. Again, the rollout of their completely new monetary system, as this current system is phased out, demands that fewer players are involved. They're easier to control. You understand? Of course, the first ones to go are going to be the smaller institutions here. Just like U.S. small businesses are being systematically eradicated. They're being exterminated, okay? Why? For the corporate agenda. We keep hearing from our politicians about the backbone of the... Look, they're all on the campaign trail right now. The backbone of the United States is our small businesses. Really? You see, this is their catchphrase. They have to throw this stuff out here, and they want people to go, yeah. You know, again, it's an insane system. Meanwhile, they know fair well that the system is being consolidated and the corporate agenda is being fulfilled. You understand that? Where's the uproar? Where's the revolt? Where's the uprising? Nowhere. You see, what they do is they hide this stuff, but it's hidden in plain sight. Again, look this stuff up. Think about what I'm going to tell you. In the last 3 weeks, nearly $500 billion has been pumped into a failing system, and you're told that the crisis is over. The crisis is not over. The crisis is just in its early stages here, and the integration or consolidation is in full swing. And that is a key component to the new central bank digital currency system that we're all going to have to swallow pretty damn soon here. Anyway, what else did I want to tell you here? Pretty much that's it. We got corporate layoffs picking up here. And I think we haven't seen anything yet with regard to that. How can we? Again, look, I explained yesterday, and I want you to look this up for yourself. Every single forward-looking economic indicator is pointing lower. The economy is going to continue to slow down, and this is what central banks are doing. They're killing the economy by design, by crushing the consumer. The consumer, the regular guy and the regular girl out there, they are under attack. For how many years have I explained that if you're a member of the middle class, you have a target tattooed onto your face, and you can't get it off here. You know, the well-off and the rich, of course, they feel the pinch too, but they can survive this. It's exactly what's going on here. With regard to the availability of credit, why are central banks raising rates? You know why. Not to do anything about inflation. It has nothing to do with it. It never had anything to do with it, because if central banks really wanted to stop inflation, what would they do? What would they do, people? They would contract the money supply. They would force the major financial institutions to raise their capital reserve requirements above zero. Yes, we're at zero now. Zero. You understand? Okay. So it has nothing to do with inflation. So obviously there's something else going on here. They're raising rates so they can limit the availability of credit to small businesses and the consumer. And the corporations who are awash with cash, they can survive this whole thing. You understand? See how it's set up? It should be plain to you. and very obvious to see. Now, with that said, let's look over at the market here. Trading doesn't start for 29 minutes from the time I am doing this video blog. Stock futures are flat-ish, slightly higher right now. 10-year yield, stable, a lot of buying going on here, and I wonder who's buying all the debt. Let me see. It's central banks. They're suppressing rates, and they will continue to do this. Again, it's inflate or die, and they've chosen to inflate, and they're going to do this on your back. Understand that. Relative strength of the dollar slightly lower this morning. Cryptocurrencies took a beating yesterday. Bitcoin still around 28,000. Gold and silver under a little pressure this morning. Crude oil getting bid slightly higher. There's nothing going on pre-market here. But again, for my Lions, this market looks toppy to me here, okay? I'm not calling a top. I don't call tops, but I'm saying that this market looks like it may pull back a little bit here, and I will keep you on top of that. I am contemplating maybe, and I'll let you all know, I promise, to maybe take up a short position against the S&P 500 relatively soon. All right, people, so I want to hear from you. What do you think? How do you feel knowing that just in the last 3 weeks, the failing zombie banking system has gotten nearly $500 billion from the Federal Reserve, but you're not supposed to know that. You're supposed to think. Again, it's a confidence game. Like con job, confidence. You're supposed to think everything is fine because you need to go out there and borrow here as they consolidate the system. Understand how they operate here. They tell you a tale that they know not to be true while they work their little black magic in the background. You understand? But the truth is always hidden in plain sight, people. This guy loves you a lot from the heart. Please comment. Please share the video. I really count on those thumbs up, people. Those thumbs up mean a lot. It gets the video out there. It gets people to see it. I will see all of you later, 1:05 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for my live stream, okay? I'll see you then.